A continuación voy a presentar a Anne Bergman. Ella es directora de la FEP, la Federación de Editores Europeos, desde 2004. Es una organización que integra las asociaciones nacionales de editores de 25 países europeos que editan cada año más de 466.000 títulos. Por otro lado, Anne Bergman es especialista en temas de propiedad intelectual y cuestiones de comercio electrónico. Tiene una amplia maestría en el campo de la industria editorial. Es miembro del comité belga de la LAI, Asociación Internacional para las Cuestiones Relativas a los Derechos de Propiedad Intelectual, y el grupo de alto nivel de la Unión Europea sobre DRMs. También pertenece a numerosos comités en materias de derechos de autor y de edición. Únicamente querríamos comentar que a las 12 en punto, si no le importa, dejaremos un minuto de silencio. Se ha establecido desde la Moncloa, desde Presidencia en España, un minuto de silencio por la muerte del presidente polaco. Si no le importa, hacemos un...
Okay. Buenos días y gracias a la Presidencia española para la invitación a presentar la posición de los editores europeos. Now, for the sake of Castilian language, I will continue in English. I think I will speak a bit longer than 12, so stop me and I'll continue afterwards. So you say the FEP has 26 members. In Spain, we have la Federación de Editores de España, who is a member, very important member. A few information about European publishing. It's the largest European culture industry with a turnover of 24 billion euros in publishers' turnover. That's about 40 billion euro as a trade with the bookshops. We publish about 500,000 new books each year. We are world leaders. The largest companies in the United States belong to European companies, Hachette, Old Springs, Bertelsmann, and among the 10 largest companies in the world in book publishing, 7 of them are European. One of them is Spanish, Planeta. When you ask, and not only we have the world leader, but we have also many small and medium-sized enterprise publishing companies of very few people. When you ask to address the question of distribution of protected content, it can on the internet, it can also mean selling printed books online, which we have been doing for many years. But I understand that it's at this stage it's more important that we concentrate on online delivery of books. I would like to say as a preamble that we see the digital delivery of books as a huge opportunity. But we, the publishers, need to be given the time, especially for all the books, to decide with our authors whether we digitize them ourselves or let someone else do it for us. Publishers and digitization is a long story, or it's long in internet terms. Let me read you a quote. San Francisco, Microsoft announced the development of Microsoft Reader, a new PC software application designed to deliver an on-screen computer reading experience that for the first time approaches the convenience and quality of paper. For publishers and authors, this means that electronic books and periodicals can now quickly grow into become a vast and lucrative new industry. This is the dawn of the age of the e-book, said the vice chairman of Barnes & Noble. Microsoft Reader will vastly improve the readability of content on PC and laptops and bring it to an install base of millions of readers. In less than 15 years, more than half of all titles sold will be electronic, said the vice president of Microsoft at a conference in his address in August 1999. This is 11 years ago. And 11 years later, the turnover of e-books is less than 1% in Europe and less than 3% in the United States. However, e-book sales are growing fast. And every day we hear about the announcement of a new e-book reader device. Therefore, we believe we are at a turning point for industry. So it might be it, the true digital revolution. Yet, who knows how quickly e-book will become mainstream. A recent study foresees that 15% of the books sold in 2015, and just finished my, would be e-books. That would leave us with 85% of printed books, of which a certain number will be sold online. And I'll continue with.
Muy bien. Si no les importa, un minuto de silencio. Gracias. Muchas gracias, Anne Bergman. Puede continuar.
Okay. So as I said, 15%, I mean, a study foresees that 15% of the books sold in 2015, so that's in 5 years, would be e-books. And therefore, we would still be left with 85% of printed books. And of course, we can expect that most of them, or some of them, will be sold via online bookshops. So what does digitization mean for publishers? Well, it means that the role of the publishers is the same but different. Most of the role of the publishers will remain the same. The selection, the financing, the editing, the marketing, the distribution, to name only a few. Not every book written is published, and in an ever-growing offer of content, most readers, and in this case, I mean the persons, wants to read books which have been selected, edited, and then made available to them through mediators, such as booksellers or librarians. Yet, with the digital world, the interaction with the customer is different. The needs are different. We clearly see the importance to have some information immediately, up to date. Obviously, the delivery is different, and so is the end product. An e-book, although the content will be the same, is different from a printed book. As most of my colleagues have mentioned before, the ease of copying is different, and therefore we'll be faced with other problems on the internet. So those are only a few of the many new elements that need to be taken into account by publishers. So although publishers reinvent themselves in the digital world, well, increasingly publishers offer a digital and a printed version of their books. They try bundle version. They develop tailor-made edition. In certain countries, specifically in the United Kingdom, travel books now can come into a tailor-made version, so you develop your own travel book. We develop application for smartphones. The most downloaded application is a dictionary on iPhone. We try to digitize our backlist, but this takes time and costs a lot of money. Companies like Planeta or Gallimard or others have tens of thousands of books in their backlist. They have to seek permission from the authors. They have to find the financing to digitize their books. So we ask you to leave them some time for that. On the internet, we allow browsing. We allow our readers to go and browse through the book on the internet. We launch new platforms individually. Almost every single publisher has a website, and he offers the searching of his book on his website. Collectively, Enclave in Spain, Libreka, Gallica, ebook.be in Belgium, and I name only a few. We also work together to develop standards like EPUB, so interoperability will become the norm in the electronic world for ebooks. Also, we work with all stakeholders to develop solutions, like we have worked with the librarians and the other communities to develop Arrow. My colleague Piero Atanasio will speak about Arrow later in this conference. So if someone wants to digitize an existing book, he or she would need to know whether the book is still in the backlist of a publisher, who owns the right, whether the publishers want to digitize a book, and of course, if the authors agree. This needs to be the very first condition. As of territorial access, multi-territorial access, this is already the case for books. A Spanish book can be sold all over Europe without any further procedure, and the same applies to online books as to printed books. So to conclude, what do we need in the digital environment? Well, we need all of the institutions, whether national or European, to foster the dialogue between the stakeholders, to find solutions which will allow the interests of all to be safeguarded. This includes a search for the rights holders prior to the making available on the internet in the country of publication. Why do I say prior to the making available? Because I really believe, and we really believe, that when a book is made available, whether through a bookshop or through a library, the end service to the customer is the same. So we need to make sure that those books are either properly orphaned or properly licensed. For commercial entity, that search for the rights holder cannot happen before the making available. It needs to happen also before they start scanning the book. And here I obviously refer to a very large American company based on the south coast of the United States, or the west coast of the United States. I promised myself I wouldn't pronounce their name. This means, therefore, a balanced copyright regime where we and all of our partners of the book chain, including the booksellers, will still be able to sell books. And in this, I share most of the views raised by Miriam Diocaretz from the European Writers' Council. We also need a solution to limit the illegal exchange of files on the internet, so legal offers can be developed. We have already a lot of legal offers of books, but in order for them to really flourish in the digital and on the internet, we need to find solutions to piracy. And finally, we need reduced rates of VAT for all books, as what matters is the content of a book, not whether it is printed on paper, read aloud on a CD, or downloaded from the internet. The Spanish have started with the new law on the book, and we hope that many other member states will also provide an equal treatment for all books, whether online or on paper. The digital future can be ours, and we, European publishers, we plea for working together to achieve it. Thank you.